And joining us from Skype now is Trita Parsi, president of the National Iranian American Council. Welcome back to the broadcast.
Thank you for having me.
So this deal announcement and prisoner swap, as you just heard Nathan and I discussing, comes after more than a year of secret negotiations. What is your initial reaction to this coincidence?
Well, it's not a coincidence that it's timed for the implementation date, but in general, this is fantastic news, obviously. Very happy for the families of those released. Certainly hoping that Siam Namazi would have been included as well. And there's still hope that he will be able to be released shortly. He's another Iranian American that is held in Iran. But this shows that diplomacy is not only working, it's working quite well. It shows that with the right type of engagement and respectful interaction, both sides can actually make commitments and live up to those commitments. And this is going to be helpful in many different areas, including, hopefully, to be able to help stabilize some of the fires that are currently raging in the Middle East.
Trita, Iran has put into storage more than 12,000 centrifuges, shipped out almost its entire stockpile of enriched uranium, and has removed the core of its heavy water reactor under the deal. Does the average Iranian view this really as a victory for them?
Absolutely, because at the end of the day, Iran is keeping enrichment on its soil. And after 15, 20 years, Iran will be in the same status as all other members of the Non-Proliferation Treaty. So as a result, they actually view it as a significant victory. And of course, they're getting sanctions relief and they're getting rehabilitated into the international community. This is not a capitulation for the Iranians, nor is it a capitulation for the West. This is a mutual compromise. And that's precisely why there's good reasons to believe this deal is going to be durable.
How will the lifting of sanctions really affect the average Iranian's life? Let's say the average shopkeeper in Tehran. Will they feel it in their pocketbook soon?
They will certainly feel it in their pocketbooks. Whether it will happen soon or whether it will take a while remains to be seen. But it's important to realize that while sanctions have been very problematic for the Iranians, and it certainly has made their average lives more difficult, much of Iran's economic problems are caused by internal issues, mismanagement, corruption, and sanctions relief will not undo those problems. Those problems will remain. So just because there's sanctions relief does not mean that Iran's economy suddenly is going to be in the same standard as some other countries that are doing very, very well.
We've been talking about oil. This month's milestone will mean Iran will be able to sell its oil again on the markets, and banks will be able to connect to the global system. But with the price of oil down, I mean, how hard is this going to be for Iran to make a comeback?
It's going to be tough for Iran to be able to make money off of it. It's still going to be able to regain market shares, partly because many countries do want to diversify. Many of them have ended up buying Saudi oil as an alternative to Iranian oil. And few countries would like to increase their dependency on Saudi oil. They want to like to decrease it. So there is a desire to be able to diversify. But because of the low price of oil, it's going to take a bit longer for the Iranians to be able to get that type of financial windfall that sanctions relief is creating.
And quickly, Trita, many hardline conservatives are still critical of this deal. Why is that?
Well, it's very similar to those in the United States that are critical of the deal. It's not necessarily because of the details of the deal. It's because of the concept that there would be a deal between the United States and Iran. It's precisely because of their fear that this is going to open up the door for greater interaction with the outside world, Iran being globalized, and as a result, in their view, that leading to cultural invasion and other forms that they view as a threat to their own base of power in Iran.
Trita Parsi, always wonderful to see you. Thank you for joining us from Barcelona.